hell is up, you fucking cunts? This is episode 54 of Resident Bummer. The Fulcrum is absolutely back. Episode 54 is, of course, the 55th episode ever released. Do not forget, it is also 2026. That's pretty cool. Health check. 8. Clothing check. I've got a shirt on and some shorts on. T-shirt and shorts. Motivation check. Like a 7. I don't know. It is currently time to read the journal. So I'm going to hop over and do that on Friday, January 30th. The first entry is, excuse me, I'm itching my face, so I'm not right up on the mic. Let's see, this is set 54, day 1, 7:35 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and hang out in my room. I'm not working today, so I hang out and do pretty much nothing all day. I start streaming in the voice channel, then I listen to a lot of the Regulation podcast. Eventually I make some chicken tenders and cheese nuggets in the air fryer. After I do a lot more nothing in my room, I ask Penny if she wants to watch some more Hunter x Hunter. She says that she is busy, which is no problem. I do try to think of some other things to do. Eventually I do start playing Scribblenauts, a game that I used to play on my DS. It doesn't really keep me interested though. After the tutorial I stop playing, and I think I probably just do a whole lot more nothing until I go to sleep. Moving on though, this is Saturday, January 31st, set 54, day 2. Question mark here. I wake up, shit, shave, shower, brush, and chill out all day. I know it works, so I start fucking around looking for something to do. I do start watching the second episode of Alien Earth, but at some point I pause it. Excuse me, I gotta clear my throat. Whew. I guess I'm not sticking with it. Nothing really happens today, by the way. I don't know, so that's what happened Friday night. That was something I forgot to mention. I did start watching the show, Alien Earth. I watched the first episode. And then the following day I watched the next episode. Eventually, I'm not sticking with Alien Earth. Later in the day, though, I am able to hop on finally, after long last, Desmond, and we finish our Resident Evil 6 playthrough. But I do have to repurchase Game Pass in order to connect with him. It's a good to chat with him again. I hope to play some more games with him. We do plan to play Space Marine 2 whenever he gets it downloaded. It should be fun. I do hardly anything of value after Desmond hops offline, and I do actually play the tutorial for Space Marine 2. Then I listen to more of the Regulation podcast and fall asleep for the night. Moving on, this is Sunday, February 1st. February, the best month. Set 54, day 3. 3:20 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and lay in bed until I have to change. I dress for work and drive in, say hi to Rich and Bernard, or as my journal says, Barnard. Bernard leaves soon after I clock in. I get to working and I don't really enjoy it. Shocker, I can't wait to clock off and do more nothing. Question mark here, I clock off, get home, and start streaming Space Marine 2. It's a pretty fun game. Unfortunately, nothing else really fun or cool happens for the rest of the night. I drift off while listening to the Regulation podcast without charging my phone. Set 54, day 4. We are moving on. Monday, February 2nd. 11:45 a.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and realize I forgot to charge my phone. I charge it while listening to Fuckface until it is time to change. For those who don't remember, Fuckface and Regulation Podcast are kind of the same thing. They had to change their name like 200 episodes in to releasing their podcast, I believe. Excuse me. Yeah, until it's time to change for work, I dress and drive in and say hi to Anna and Rich, and then I clock on and get working. It feels like I'm not going to enjoy work today, but anything could happen, I suppose. Moving on, 4:40 p.m. Anna leaves. Anna leaves pretty quickly after. And then Rich tells me a pretty wacky story. He says that when he was around 14 years old, his parents signed him up for a military/boarding school, but it's like worse. He talks about some insane rules and details. Apparently when he arrived, he was a level 0, inmate, or I'm not really sure, peer, I don't know. And he spent some time in OSS, which is basically their version of solitary confinement. Then he could earn points by being a good little boy or lose points for being a bad boy. They said that they were not allowed to look out the window. They weren't really allowed to talk to anybody unless they were instructed to do so. He says that he was a particularly difficult boy, not very good boy. He only got to see his parents once while he was there. At 5:10 p.m., Pierce arrives after story time with Rich, and he recognized the story that Rich is telling. They are old coworkers. I don't know if I've just said this before, but Pierce used to be Rich's manager, and now Rich is Pierce's manager. It's very weird, but they are chill, and I'm almost clocked off. I can't wait to get home and keep playing some Space Marine 2. 1:20 a.m. I get home, stream Space Marine 2 on Discord all night. I missed some collectibles. I think I finally get some more enemies in the game, though. A new enemy type, the Chaos Marines, I guess. It's a solid game so far. I did read down the first game. Not sure if I mentioned I played that game. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the podcast, like maybe over the summer. I also sent Penny a song very late into the night. That's about it for the entries here on, what was that, Monday? We're moving on to set 54, day 5. This is Tuesday, February 3rd, 12:50 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and start playing Space Marine 1, and I don't know why I'm freaking out. I feel like I skipped over a day of entries, but I absolutely did not. So we're just going to continue on. Let's see. I started playing Space Marine 1. It's still on Game Pass, so I downloaded it and started it up again. 2 is definitely a better game, but I listened to the Regulation Podcast while playing more of Space Marine 1, and then I continue Space Marine 2. I also want to share a story while I am remembering it right now. One time when I was like 15 or 16 years old, this is a very random story. My mother somehow got a dick pic on her phone. I think what happened was it was sent to one of her friends, one of my mother's friends, and then my mom's friend sent it to my mom, or my mom took a picture of it because she was like, oh my god, I can't believe that's real. It's all a very weird scenario, and I can't remember it too well, but somehow, as she is trying to delete this photo, she does set it as her phone background. So my mother's background of her phone was, for like 5 minutes, was just a random dick pic. And he was full mast too, like very, very hard. It was really funny now remembering it. Question mark for this next entry, but anyways, at some point I leave to make chicken nuggets after finishing the Space Marine 2 campaign. I get back and Jack is waiting in the voice channel with me. I turn on my mic and I say hi. Then, slightly after that, Chud joins. They are playing Stardew Valley together. I do start drinking some beer before they join, and I open a third one, like when they start me. We chat for a while longer, and then Jack leaves. I tell Chud I'm going to grab a drink. When I'm back, I am solo again. I load up Space Marine 1 and play some more of that for the night. And I have no further entries, so that's it. We're moving on to Wednesday, February 4th, 7:54, day 6, 12:55 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and scroll my phone until I get up, change for work, I drive in and say hi to Rich, Ben, Bernard, and clock on. I get to work and instantly hate it. I wish I didn't have to exist most days. 2:25 p.m., Rich and Bernard leave, so me and Ben stick around. Then he goes on break. Get some nice alone time until 2:55 a.m. Eventually I clock off, get home, and start streaming some Clover Pit again. I finally beat the game, and I start some other runs before I start watching Batman, the animated series. It has a really solid intro sequence. It's very well animated. The first episode with Catwoman is good, not really stunning, but it does hold my interest pretty well. And then the Man-Bat episode, that's pretty cool. Finally, the Mr. Freeze episode. I think after that is Clayface. I actually did watch one more before I went to bed. But moving on, we're moving to Thursday, February 5th, 7:54, day 7, 11:55 a.m. I wake up, shit, shower, brush, and wait a while to change for work. It's a late shift today, so I sit in my room doing nothing but crying. I actually do cry quite a bit. I'm very sad this morning. I send a song to Penny, and then I continue watching the animated series. Pretty good. Also, I should mention it at some point, just to date this episode, I suppose. The Epstein files. Man, that is some gross stuff, if what I am hearing is to be believed. I don't really understand how so many people can either be complicit or actively involved in the conduction of such heinous evil. Man, there's a lot of, it's like, apparently they're like ripping babies in half and eating their intestines, and obviously having like sex with 9-year-olds, and just like a lot of terrible things going on. I don't know what is true and what is false. There's a lot of, I don't know. I mean, that's true for almost anything I talk about in my daily life. So, anyways, I'm going to move on now. 1:10 p.m. I change for work and drive in. I update my journal as I'm waiting in my car. Then I clock in and work fucking blows. I wish I didn't have to be here, but I need money to live. 4:40 p.m. I talk with Rich about Metroid when we are the only two working. 6 p.m. I finally clock off and get home. I have plans to watch Hunter x Hunter with Penny. She says she's making food when I start streaming, so I swap to Batman the animated series. It has successfully hooked me. I want to say Clayface is a good two-parter. I do watch like 3 or 4 episodes with Penny. Then I hop off to go downstairs and eat with my family, because my sister comes over with her family and they pick up Taco Bell and we all eat and it's awesome. And then I head back upstairs after I'm done eating. And as I'm watching, I think, more of the animated series, eventually that match I was talking about that was bar hopping the other week hits me up, and Desmond and Michael also hit me up. Fuck, I tell both of them that I can hang out. I stop watching the animated series and load up Chicken Horse after failing to play some Sheep Raccoon. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon is another game, but it's only on Ultimate Game Pass, and I only have Premium Game Pass. But after a while of Chicken Horse, I chat with, let's call her June, the match that I made like a week or 2 ago. She lets me know that she's about to drop her friend off after bar hopping. I say that I'm free after I hop off with my friends. She plans to come over and do some sex with me. Cool. I hop off and shower, and then I play a bit of Space Marine 2 to grab some collectibles that I missed in my playthrough. She says that she is getting close, and thankfully my dad heads to bed, So I throw on some Community and get my bed set with some towels. She arrives and I greet her, and then I take her upstairs and she gets naked with me. Then we bump some uglies and we do that for like 40 minutes, and then she takes off. I absolutely love it. And then I then I prep to record the podcast, which is what I'm doing right now, which means that it's time for the outro, which means that I'm just gonna say a bunch of dumb shit until I hit the stop button. This week's rating is like an 8, I guess. Word count is 77,836 words journaled. I am going to go ahead and end this podcast now. Am I really making a podcast, or am I just jerking